Let's try it now. Let's just go back to rhythm number 1, and let's do it to, okay, I did say 152. Let's just start without, let's see if we can do 152. So let's just start like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and starting wide to narrow twice, 2 bows on every note. So it'll be one and two and three, 4 and 1 bow, and then restart 1, 2, and 3, 4. Let's do it on the A string, okay? And let's see how that goes. Ready? Ready? And. Let's do it again. It's not super obvious to me that you're doing wide to narrow. I would narrow it even more. Okay, I think your wides are pretty good because they're really like wide, but just controlling the arm space, okay, to something more narrow would be better. Okay, let's try it one more time. Ready? And. That's the idea. So then what you would do for everything is then do that for every single rhythm, right? So that way you're practicing really wide to narrow and focusing on just that. So let's now do narrow to wide, okay? The same idea, and then we'll try and incorporate them with rhythms. So narrow to wide, let's do same idea. Narrow to wide. Ready? And. That's the idea, okay? So then you would practice that with all the rhythms. We'll try and do that in a bit. I would just like to get through most of the materials first and then go back and rework a lot of things, okay? Okay, so let's talk about swells. So I think on the last page of your exercises. Okay, can I just borrow this for 2 seconds? Okay, so on the last page of your exercises, you'll have different swells. You have swell 1, swell 2, and swell 3. So ideally you would do two bows to each finger, okay? And the first swell is from pianissimo to loud. So you would basically adjust your vibrato the same way. So you start with very little, if no vibrato, and increase your speed as much as you can. So I would set the metronome to, I think I put 100, but I think we should start slower. And again, it sort of just depends on what is comfortable for you guys, but I would suggest, I'm just going to do this. So in this case, we're just going to go from we're going to go slow to fast, okay? So it'll be, that's not fast, I think. No, slow it back, sorry. That's really, really wide or non-existent, basically. And actually, I would almost recommend just trying to do it without the metronome first, okay? Because sometimes doing it with the metronome is a little bit, you're trying to get everything in that frame and it doesn't always work. Why don't we just try it right now? Just try and free bow it. So. And then restart. Okay, and why don't we just try that? Okay, so maybe just, let's even do it slower. So do one down bow, 4 counts, starting from nothing, and slowly increasing the speed to something quicker, okay? Ready? And. Morgan, I would just say if you can do more arm vibrato rather than wrist, because it is an arm vibrato workshop. Okay. I know you already did wrist, but yeah. Okay. Let's try it one more time. I'm sorry. Then let's do the first finger again, and then go to the second, third, and fourth. Okay. Ready? And. Okay, so again, if you remember the right and the left hand arm independence exercises, that's kind of why it's really important now. Because now that we're focusing so much on the left hand, you want to make sure that your right hand is doing its thing, right? Okay, so that's swell number 1, where we go from what would be like a piano in some sort of music, you know, if you're doing a piano. And then want to do a crescendo, for example. That's a great way of sort of enhancing it. Okay, it's sort of like our version of special effects on violin, right? You have special effects in movies, you have special effects in the audio recording where they can enhance things and add things. But for us, we can't really do that. The only way that we could do that is really through skill and technique, right? So, okay, so that's one way of sort of enhancing the music and doing crescendos and making something sound a lot more intense. Now the opposite is going from something that's really intense or really loud to something that's really calm and soft and very chill, right? So you have. Okay, so excuse me. So that's what we're going to work on now, is going from now fast to slow. So on swell number 2, that's kind of what it should represent there. Is fortissimo to piano, fortissimo to piano. Okay, so 2 bows per finger, going from as fast as you can to something absolutely nothing, but sort of a very slow degradation, right? Not just, okay, nothing overly dramatic, slowly into it, okay? Let's try it. Ready? Let's try the first finger. Let's try the E string. Ready? And. Okay? And then on the last one, I have one. Right. So this one is a combo of the two. So again, remembering that music isn't always strict. Okay, so we're going to go from slow to fast and fast to slow. So we're going to sort of really enhance our crescendo. So we're going to try and combine the two first exercises into one exercise now, okay? So a lot of this is going to be bow speed. Really control your bow, okay? So let's do it on the G string, okay? So slow to fast, fast to slow. Ready? And. Yeah, first finger, make sure it's like where the first tape was, so on the A, the note that would be the A. And the second finger, make sure it's right where the second finger would have been, okay? Let's do, also don't stop the speed in between the bows now. So now try and connect the two speeds. So for example, you're gonna go from slow to fast, keep the fast going, but move, just change the bow direction, right? So it'll be. Don't do this, listen. Okay, try and keep it continuous, with like no breaks in the sound here. Okay, so slow to fast, fast to slow. Ready? And. Try and rework it so that you're doing just purely arm. So in this case, I know we're going a little bit fast, but you want to just like, even if your fast vibrato isn't as fast as like mine or whatever, it doesn't really matter. You can develop your speed, but just don't change your, don't do this and don't do the. It's like not even, I think it was almost like a hand vibrato or something. I'm not even sure what it is. Just watch out for that. And then for toy, I think maybe you could use, when you're doing just a little bit more flexibility in here sometimes. I think it gets jammed. It's even tight. Yeah, and then sometimes I feel like these fingers, I think they're like they kind of squish together or something. Just remember to really relax the hand as much as you can. The other thing that you can do, and this is actually not a bad exercise, I wouldn't recommend it with maybe like this thing, but maybe with like a sponge, you can put the scroll, so you don't want to damage your scroll, right? You can put it here, and this is not a hard wall, I think, okay? You do it this way, and sometimes I find just doing this, okay, and then having some flexibility here really helps as well. Okay, to loosen up the hands when you're doing your exercises. That's one thing that I would suggest doing. Like you can actually feel it. Like just try it right now. Just here. We'll do it one at a time. Go up against the wall and press against the wall. And then this is should be a bit more like free. And just practice your fast to slow and slow to fast. Do slow to fast and then fast to slow. sort of help a little bit. Like the instrument doesn't move.
Yeah.
And it's more like loose in here, which is another thing, like it's really important to have like really good like relaxation everywhere. And sometimes when you're focusing so much on one thing, you can really tighten up. So that's another thing. And like I can't see your mouth, so because you're wearing a mask, so it's fine. But I'm noticing like a lot of my students who are now taking off their masks when they're playing, they're like this or like really tight in the jaw. So the first time in like 2 years I'm seeing students with their jaw really tight, and I think, oh no, that's a whole other problem.
I think it might be like that.
Oh really? Oh no. Duck face. Okay, let's try it with Morgan. So try and do the same thing. Go from slow to fast and then fast to slow. That's good. You still have a little bit of wrist, hey? But at least it's more, you're like, try another finger. Try a second finger, for example. Like, I generally found that your vibrato is like, it's almost not effective because the oscillations are so narrow, you can't hear like sort of the amplitude of it, right? So try the second finger, same idea. That's the idea, okay? Use the wall, okay, as sort of your, you know, should move a little bit and just relax. And then this way you're not worrying so much about, you know, your fingers and the tightness in here, okay? And then for you, yeah, it really is trying to get away from this thing. Yeah, okay? Like, I don't think this is totally effective for you. So I would do a lot of those exercises, like rhythms 1, 2, 7, or whatever it is. Just the basic ones, like the short, long, right up against the wall. Yeah, okay. That's good. Okay, so let's do